You are now listening to the Girl Organize That Life podcast. Coach L3.
Hi, welcome to the Girl Organize That Life podcast, the premier space for high-achieving moms, mompreneurs, and lady leaders who are ready to stop surviving and start strategically living. I'm your host, Leslie Latimore-Lorfils, proud mother of 12 incredible children, senior Army veteran with nearly 3 decades of distinguished service, certified transformational trainer, and founder of Girl Organize That Life. And around here, we do more than juggle. We build, we lead, we rise. Each week, we dive into faith-fueled strategies, powerful mindset shifts, and purpose-driven business tactics designed to help you activate your next level. Whether you're navigating boardrooms or bedtime routines, our signature 8-step GPS system guides you to clarity, structure, and sustainable success. Because, sis, you are not just busy, you're called. This is where overwhelm meets order, where vision meets velocity, and where women like you boldly declare, I'm enough. So if you're ready to organize your life, scale your impact, and create legacy-level freedom, let's get into it. Your elevation starts now. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome back to season 4 of the Girl Organize That Life podcast, where we empower executive level moms, mompreneurs, lady leaders to pivot with poise despite the noise, with everything that we have going on, pulling us in all kinds of directions. Girl Organize That Life, we help you to streamline all the things that you have going on. So y'all know that season 4 is extra special because it is summit season. This is the most exciting time of the year for us at Girl Organize That Life. We have our second annual Get Going Girl Summit coming up on 18th to 20 September of this year. We're going to kick it off on the 18th with a meet and greet, and then we're going to have 2 full packed days of deep work, and then we're going to culminate the summit with a neon party so we can turn up after we have done all of that work. And we'll be celebrating the founder's 50th birthday. That would be me. So I would love to see our faces in the place. But before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to let you all know we have one of our dynamic panelists here that is going to, I know, bless your socks off. Now, let me put this disclaimer out there. This episode, you guys are just going to get the teaser. Okay, we're just giving you a little snippet. If you want the whole meal, you got to get in the room. So if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, please go to g3summit.live and get your ticket, and be advised, VIP seats are moving. I have limited space for that. So if you want to be VIP, I suggest you move quick, fast, in a hurry. But, don't worry. If VIP caps out, we do have space for you in the general population, and it's going to be just as impactful and just as juicy. Okay, so remember to do that. But this evening, we are so blessed to have Miss Cori Fonville Foster from the Hampton Roads area to talk with us on this evening. She is an implementation specialist, and she is the CEO of IROC Marketable Business Solutions. And we are so blessed to have her with us. She is a powerhouse. We've known each other, I think, about 2 years or so in a community where we met before, and we've stayed connected since then. And I'm so excited that she is going to come and bless y'all socks off as a panelist at the Get Going Girl Summit. So, Cori, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your yes and just wanting to be a part of the vision that we have here. So thank you for coming on the show, first of all.
Well, thank you for having me. Look, I'm excited. Y'all don't know, I have been beating down the door like, please, whenever you have something, I want to be a part, because this movement has been amazing to watch. I'm just so excited that I could be a small little snippet of the amazing empire, right, that you are building, because it's exciting, and you are really inspiring so many women to take charge of their lives and move forward and just take charge of their dreams.
Oh, I'm humbled by your comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So before we get into the nitty gritty, I want the world to know who Cori is. Like, what else should they know about you?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. But I think at the heart of who I am, because I'm not someone who likes titles too much, but I think that they do allow people to kind of get a glimpse into who you are as a person and why you do the things you do. So if someone had to ask me like, who is Cori? First and foremost, I am a mother, right? That's probably the most exciting part of my life. I've been homeschooling my son and two bonus children, well, one bonus child in homeschool, one bonus child in public school. And then I also am a business owner. That's another big chunk of my life where I've been able to help amazing women in business, coaches, consultants, speakers, and authors all over the country implement in their businesses. And then on top of that, something that I have been working a lot to kind of take charge of this identity is I'm also a woman who is disabled. A lot of people don't know, but I am legally blind. And so that also dictates how I maneuver in the world as well. So if that's just a little smidget, right, about me, since we're just giving them a teaser today, but those are definitely parts of my identity that kind of define who I am and what I do and how I do the things I do. And look, as I say that, I realize I'm also a wife. If my husband sees this, I don't want him to think I left him out. I'm also a wife. Look, I've been with this man 13 years and totally forgot about him for a second. I love you, boo, if you
I
watch
love it. I love it. I so love it. Go make sure he see that snippet right there. I love it. I remember you sharing your journey with us in one of our communities, and to watch your resolve and watch the improvement of things and how God has touched your life. And full transparency to everyone, Cori and I see each other. We don't talk every day, but we have an idea of what the other one is doing because we're paying attention. And this is someone that lives my motto. I like to say, making mission, not excuses. That's one of the mottos that I say. And Cori is a living, breathing witness to what it means to not make excuses about getting it done. So with that, Cori, we know that the theme is legacy in motion and not just what you leave behind in terms of assets. We understand, when people think legacy, they automatically think that, but we're focusing heavily on the legacy as a person. What are the stories that you're writing? What are the stories that when people look at your life, what do they get from it? And one thing that I heard you say just now as part of your identity is that you have a disability. I like to take it further and let the world know that Cori's disability is not her inability to do anything. So I want you to talk to that busy mama, that busy wife, that busy woman. They're so busy being busy, right? That sometimes they might miss a window of opportunity to really show up for themselves.
Yeah, I think that
talk to us about that and how we can help them with that.
Yeah, I think that that's a really great question, especially because I can only speak from my perspective as a Black woman. I think that we are constantly, not to be cliche, but pouring from an empty cup, right? We know in our minds that we should be pouring from our overflow, but as the day, the weeks, the months, the years go on, we're constantly pouring into the people around us, whether it's our church community, whether it's our kids, our spouse, whoever, the kid down the street that we don't even know. We're constantly pouring, and oftentimes we are on empty. Right. That's why a lot of us end up sick. A lot of us end up drained, stressed, hair falling out, can't lose weight, all the things. And so I love that you kind of touched on this idea of legacy, because something that I'm striving to do more and more every day is to say, where can I be impactful and where can I learn to rest? Right, because we all want to leave an impact. We all want to make our stamp on the world. We all want to feed into, like I said, our children, our church family, whomever. But in order to leave that impact, in order to leave that legacy, we also have to say, when do we rest? When do we take time for ourselves? People who follow me a lot know I'm really transparent on, I know I might run myself ragged, but I take one day. I take one day. I call it my high maintenance to be low maintenance day. I take one day to focus on me, because I do realize, and I've seen time and time again for myself and the amazing women that I am around, that we do go on empty. And so I say, well, one day is me, right? And it's not a day where I just sit around. I may get some things, and I may clean my house up, I may do a little this or that, but I also take time to pamper myself, to breathe life into myself, to say, you know what, girl, you're doing a great job, right? Get my little affirmations going, because I want myself to be able to do all the amazing things that I want to do, but I want to do it in a healthy way and in a way that is sustainable.
Let's be clear, this isn't another feel-good event. The Get Going Girl Summit is where overwhelm becomes organized and purpose meets plan. You'll walk away with the exact framework high-level women are using to stop the burnout spiral and scale with structure. Imagine having peace in your home and profit in your business. If you're ready to trade exhaustion for execution, this room was built just for you. Grab your tickets today because they are going. Let's get going, girl. Mic drop. Y'all are getting teasers today. Let me remind you, if you want the rest of the meal, you got to get in the room. But I've heard her say rest, because I do agree that we sometimes we're busy with a badge of honor, and we shouldn't. Sometimes we wear being busy like a badge of honor. So I heard you say rest. I heard you say, I take one day out of 7 for me to recharge, to rejuvenate, to refresh, and maybe even to reflect. Mm-hmm. Like, how often do we get to sit and just do that? So I really appreciate what you were saying about taking that day out for yourself, even to reflect, because I don't think we take the time to do that. Talk to the mom who feels that if I take the time to rest, something isn't going to get done, or I feel guilty about taking the rest. What are the potential repercussions from not taking the rest?
Yeah, I think this is a common sentiment that a lot of us feel. I've had friends say, "Oh, you know, if you just say no, if you just don't do it, like they'll figure it out," or you know, what have you. And I'm like, if I don't take care of it on the front end, I'm gonna have to pay for it on the back end. And both statements are actually true. I think that as we think about and dream about the life we want to have, we need to start putting some things in place to have those things. And so something that I have is a husband, right? And I had to learn to change my frame of thought. And I used to ask him, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Right. And I think it's because if you grew up in the church, you heard that the term helpmate. Uh-huh. And one lady sat me down one day and she says, you know why you're always tired? Because you're always asking for help. She says, you have a husband and a son in your house and you're always asking for help. She says, why aren't they just doing it? She said, are you helping them? I said, no, I'm just doing the dishes, cooking the meals, cleaning the floors, doing whatever. She said, so why aren't they doing it? And so I sat my family down and I said, no longer will I ask you to help me. Right? We all want to live this life. We all want to have a nice house. We all want to have clean clothes. We all want to be happy and not have clutter and dirt around us. So what can we do as a team to make that happen? And so I think even if you are a single parent, having a conversation, because I was a single parent once, so I ain't been married my whole life. You know, having those kind of conversations with the people around you, and saying, what are my expectations? What do I need? And realizing that it's not your job to always ask people for help when they should be doing the same amount of energy that you are giving. And I know sometimes that feels foreign and you're like, well, what if they say no? Well, girl, what if you say no? What if you don't have laundry? I have a friend who said she divorced her husband from the laundry because he couldn't do the simple task of putting his laundry in a basket. She said, no problem. I'm going to do my laundry and you do your laundry. And now we good. When he ran out of clean drawers or he left those shirts in the wash and they got mold, people start acting right. So set the expectations. You cannot drain yourself trying to be everything and all things to everyone.
That is so good. It's called empowering people, and it's called holding people accountable.
Yes.
Because if we don't learn to do that, then when you're sitting in the ER, because now you didn't have a coronary episode somewhere, or you didn't fell out somewhere, or whatever the case, why do we have to wait for it to get to that extreme? Let's go ahead and put some preventive measures in place so that wifey can stay whole, husband can stay whole, children can stay whole, the whole house is whole. And I love how you said, listen, what can we do as a team? So to your point, as for you ladies that are listening, I know this is landing with somebody. Many of you are out here doing the thing and you're wearing this super cape and you got this S on your chest. Your cape has holes in it, sweeties, friends. Put the cape down. And I love how you said what can we do as a team? There's no I in team, they say, right? So that we can all roll together in the same direction. I love that. I love that. Would you say that as a result of one, resting, number two, no longer asking for help, but saying this is a team effort, what does that do for someone's legacy, holistically speaking?
I think it allows us all to move, like you said, kind of in the same direction. I find that, especially because I work with business women, we have a clear picture in our minds of what legacy means to us, right? We're like, I'm gonna do all these things. I'm gonna do this, like I said, impact. I'm gonna raise the kids. They're gonna be this, the doctors, lawyers. Like we have this picture mapped out, crystal clear of what we want. By one, resting, we're able to actually execute that plan. And then two, by having a team approach and getting the people that are in our village to support us, we are able to grow that plan. That's how we take a small little hope and a dream and make it reality. Because if I say, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire, well, I may personally have the potential, but if I'm always being pulled in all the different directions, I can't execute the plan that's going to get me to the $1 million. But if I have time that I can rest, where my brain actually has time to reset and be able to be crystal clear and focused, and if I have people around me supporting that vision and not weighing me down, now not only can we be millionaires, we can be trillionaires, right? We can be billionaires. We could really have this thing that is almost unattainable if I just did it all by myself. So I think that by really, like I said, having those moments of rest, by having that community village understanding and expectations set, and us working together, we are able to, 10x, 20x this dream and this impact that we are trying to do.
That is so good. That is so good. I'm telling y'all, I am like resisting from going deep with.
Don't go too deep. They gotta get a ticket.
But y'all gotta get your tickets. This is just a little bit, and I'm telling y'all, people, okay, many have asked, well, Coach L3, is there a virtual option? No. Because there is magic that happens when you're in the room, locking arms with other women that are feeling what you're feeling, that's going through what you're going through, and what it is to have a community of people rallying with you, beside you, behind you, and people that are pulling you. You got to get in the room, ladies. This is just a small. I'm getting excited. I'm so excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited about this summit. Yeah, y'all need to get in the room. This was really good. I want to recap. We talked about what it means to rest. We talked about what it is to have a team effort and a team mindset. And we also laid out some repercussions of if we don't do these things. We didn't say it directly, but we said it indirectly, i.e. hospitals, or even holding you back from being the millionaire or the trillionaire. And when we are not taking this time to really examine self and, like I say, dial into you, you're leaving somebody else's blessing behind, or you're hindering somebody else's blessing. You're leaving people behind, period, because you're here on this earth and you're designed to do a specific thing. But if you're not well enough to do it, what we got? Wow, this is so good. I can't wait. I'm excited. Listen, ladybugs, y'all are listening, and y'all heard Miss Cori. She dropped some gems tonight, and she's going to drop some more in person. So get your ticket. Go to g3summit.live and get your ticket. VIP seats are moving. I only have limited spots for those, but don't worry, we still have room for you in the general section. And I also want to say, we are more seasoned, right? Cori, we've experienced life. We're wives, we're mothers, we're businesswomen. We've been around for a bit. But how many times have you said, I wish someone told me that when I was 21?
Yes.
So because we've asked that question, we have curated a space also for our junior bosses between the ages of 18 to 23. Ladies, if you're coming to the summit, great. Bring a young lady with you. Pay it forward. Get her a ticket. Have her in the room. And not that she's going to understand everything on the level that we might, but it's called planting seeds. It's called planting seeds, because we have to show the future generation that they can and they will if they want to. Like my mentor, Trevor Ott, said, you have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Let's help these young ladies to see it and help them to get in the room. So I just wanted to put that plug out there. We do have space for our young people. So Cori, somebody is going to look at this and say, oh, I love what she said. So if they wanted to reach out to you, or if they want to work with you specifically on a deeper level, how can they find you?
Like, I'm out here on all these social media streets. So you can definitely, I always tell people, just look me up by name, Cori Fonville Foster, or IROC Marketable Business Solutions. We are on all major platforms. Our website is irocmarketablebusinesssolutions.com. Don't be shy, shoot me a DM. I do not mind, because I love just talking with other women who are in business that are just excited about leaving a legacy. That's why I'm excited about being on the panel and talking with your audience, because I think that if you know that you have a gift, you should share it, and you shouldn't be afraid to do so.
Absolutely. I love it. Y'all heard it. You heard it. That is all y'all are getting tonight. Like I said, get in the room if you want the rest. G3Summit.live, 18 through 20 September. We're kicking off on the 18th with a meet and greet at 7 o'clock. And then we're going to culminate with a neon party. And we're going to have a great time after we have done all of the great deep work that's required to propel us to the next level. Meanwhile, if this episode has resonated with you, if any other episode at Girl Organize That Life has resonated with you, please like and share with other people. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Girl Organize That Life. We are on anywhere where you can find a podcast, and share with other people. Get the women in here listening, because there are a lot of resources that we offer here. And if there's something that you need us to go deeper on, or you want to hear more about, let us know that as well, because we are here to serve you. Okay. Meantime, in between time, until next time, don't forget to pivot with poise despite the noise. It's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you for listening in, and bye-bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Girl Organize That Life podcast, where clarity meets calling and powerhouse women rise with purpose. If today's episode lit a fire in you, don't just keep it to yourself. Subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another boss woman who's ready to live boldly and lead with grace. And if you're craving even more tools, truths, and next level strategies, join our inner circle. Head to girlorganizethatlife.com to get exclusive content, priority access to upcoming events, and the kind of faith-fueled inspiration that keeps you grounded and growing. Remember, you don't have to hustle for your worth. You were born for this. Stay rooted in faith, anchored in purpose, and always pivot with poise despite the noise. Until next time, girl, organize that life and live it boldly. Bye for now.
Coach L3.